Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Julz. Welcome to Live with Dr. Julz, okay? And we do this every Friday by 11 a.m. And we're very excited because what we have is so relevant to the times. We have a guest with us. She is a lecturer. She's an author. She wrote this amazing book, Coping in the Time of an Infectious Disease Pandemic. We are all living in a pandemic now. And we've had lessons to learn, okay? Lessons to learn as a mother, as a student, as a teacher, so many aspects, so many facets to the lessons that we've learned from a pandemic. And I'm so excited that our guest and the author of this amazing book, Coping in the Time of an Infectious Disease Pandemic, is here with us. An author, a lecturer, a senior lecturer actually, in the University of Lagos and a public health specialist, Dr. Oluchi Kanma Okafor. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Julz. Happy to be here.
I feel like a superhero because I'm the only one that can drag personalities like you to, on this platform. And I'm so, so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let us know a little bit about, yourself. What inspired you to write about this? Because I know a lot of people were frontliners during the pandemic, but you took out the time to write this. So what inspired you to do this? And who are the people that would benefit from such a read?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Julz. During the pandemic, it was it took everyone by storm. And as a healthcare provider, there was no hiding place for me. My work may not have put me at that point where I was operating ventilators and things like that. But I never worked this hard in my entire life. The pandemic put people at a place where they were mostly confused, unsure of what to do. And the questions were coming every day. I was getting house calls. People were at my gates asking, what should I take now? And then, I had neighbors that were going, they were not comfortable at all.
You were sharing some really interesting stories with me. Please share those stories because I'm sure people can relate. There was a lot of anxiety that was going around, paranoia. Share some of the stories that you experienced as well, because I think that people can relate to those stories.
Okay, well, one that is close to my heart is the one about a mother who didn't know what next to do about her child, who was starting to think it was time to end everything because that child was just at the point where, at a life-changing stage in life, and everything was put at hold. The child had really gone through a lot to get there, and then everything had to stop. So there was uncertainty. She wasn't sure what her next step was going to be, and she changed. She turned out to be a different person. She became, it was her against the world, and then there was nothing else she was saying, but she was only talking about how to end it. And we know what's happening with suicide these days, young people and suicide. In some countries, it's been reported that during the pandemic, the suicide rates have maybe doubled or tripled. And we might think we don't have problems like that in Nigeria, but they're real. And that mother was perplexed.
Wow.
So that is one of the reasons why I thought about how to put this together.
Wow.
So I was answering questions every day, talking to people every day. Okay, how about the other person who was apparently well, but was completely confused? If you go to her house now, she has a carton of 2 cartons of hydroxychloroquine. She has 2 cartons of each of the drugs.
What?
Anyone that is mentioned, she starts to sauce it. And so she just brings them in and she's drinking them. She drinks zinc, whatever it is that has been ever mentioned.
And
so
she
is medicating every moment. And no matter how hard you try to convince her that the simple measures, hand washing, wearing a face mask, and maintaining a social distance could help her, she wasn't convinced, even though she was indoors the whole time. So that is why this book came about. I thought, let me put all my thoughts, my experience, my struggles, my personal struggles with the pandemic. Let's put them together and let people have something to relate to.
Absolutely.
And because the pandemic situation in the world, we know it's not over yet. A friend of mine in India says that it's like they're just starting with the pandemic in the past couple of days. And it's not over yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
this is going to help us navigate it, help us do better, than we did from the very beginning. And
Absolutely.
hopefully help us get things in perspective. So we're not scurrying around, but rather we're winning through
Absolutely.
it.
I love the fact that you are relating the topic to challenges that, at least mothers can relate to, even a student, because I myself, my goodness, we were all like in a state of, paranoia, especially media. I couldn't look, at the news because everything was a doom and gloom situation. My kids were also being affected. So yes, definitely mothers can benefit,
Yes.
the kids too, because I love the fact that it's a very easy read. My questions, who else in the demographic can, benefit from this?
Okay. This is a kind of book you can read at once. So you can
Yes.
get all the information you need over and over and over again as often as you interact with the book. Now, the focus is everyone, but the elderly. They don't like to read a lot, tiny print, and they like to relate easily. So it will help the elderly.
Wow.
Very young children, my young children, I finished your book.
I know.
I finished it again. So they tell me
Yeah.
every day. So it's for children, for students. I haven't left them out. Because there's some aspects of this that relates particularly to young people, and so it's for them as well. And I have an initiative to get this book to as many young people as possible. And so there are copies going out for free for students and any young person that comes in contact with me and needs and sees the book gets a free copy. So that's what I'm doing now.
Wow.
I was fortunate to get some support. So it's been like that, and that's what I'm hoping to do, get every young person to get a bit of the goodness that is in this book.
Fantastic. So you've heard it. If you're a student and you want to get this book, okay, I call it's just like your guide through a pandemic. And one thing I love about it is that, you can even share it with somebody else. And the fact, like you said, that you can just sit and read it as a go. One thing about, memorizing something is if you read it more than once, 2-3 times, it becomes part of your,
Yes.
Your defense system, like a habit, a natural habit of yours. So you want to read it over and over again. So if someone wants to reach out to you on social media, what platform, what's your social media handle so that they can go there and, hopefully get a copy of this book?
Yes. So I can be reached on Instagram easily, Dr. Oluchi Kanma Okafor.
Absolutely.
At Dr. Oluchi Kanma Okafor. Then my phone number is available. You could reach me through WhatsApp, which is really easy.
You can call up the
And
phone
then,
number if you like.
okay, 080-80-88-5588.
Again.
And then I have my...
Again, please.
Okay, 080-80-88-5588.
Fantastic.
And then Facebook, it's there. And then you can reach me on Instagram as well, at Oluchi, Dr. Oluchi.
Yes,
So,
Okafor.
yes. So
Thank
that's
you
it.
so much. I want to make a reference to the book. You said something about helping yourself by helping others. What do you
Yes.
mean by that?
Well, there's therapy in giving. If you remember very well during the pandemic, there was a big move towards helping other people. And those moves were beneficial. So many people, aside the help they received from other people, they wouldn't have been able to survive. The community I belong to, we reached out to the communities around us, and it paid off. There was calm. People were peaceful. People were working through the pandemic. So here...
When you say reach out, how do you mean? Like
Yes.
educate?
Yes, what we did was provide for them materially. But
Okay.
aside from that, we had a strong network.
Okay.
Nobody that came and said, "Oh, I need so and so," didn't get help.
Okay.
And then people that had businesses brought their businesses home, so people could relate with them right there at home. People that did supplies and people that had services like I that could offer healthcare. We did them from home, and for me, that was doing this book and being part of the help community was the world. It was the best thing. So one way through situations like this is to reach out to people, help people. And when you help people, you'll help yourself, because that's only when you can learn what they know and, receive from them back as well.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
one other thing about the book is that it's focused on health promotion. And what's health promotion? Getting people to want to be healthy.
Exactly.
So we're looking at this book will help behavior change. So the whole idea is we're going through a pandemic. We'll come out, but we're going to have to change the way we do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aside from health-wise, even
We have a new normal now.
Yes, even in communicating, in doing business, in learning, in growing, we're going to be doing things differently. And I think we touched on that, on every single aspect of life when it comes to after the pandemic, this new normal.
Exactly.
We try to address that in this book.
Okay.
And I would say, get the book.
Absolutely. I just want to touch something that is pretty sensitive, and I'm sure people watching this can relate about the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say? Because people are so scared. I've had my first shot, so I'm sure you have had yours as well. So what do you have to say to people that there's so many conspiracy theories out there? You morph into some creature in the future or something. What do you have to say to people? Because these are the things that we are trying to cope with, and that's what you are addressing, isn't it?
Yes.
So how can they cope with, media putting out all this information out there, and the action that they should take that would be beneficial to them and their loved ones?
Yes. In my book, I've addressed that.
Okay.
Information. In a time like this, when things are uncertain, information is key. And then the right sources.
Exactly.
Getting correct, up-to-date information. And then knowing how to get the information. So you get it and you leave it. Not to stay on it, because if you stay on it, it will confuse you. Now, about the vaccine. We have a Q&A put together by a colleague of mine in the US. She put together a Q&A in the book on vaccines. Now, this vaccine was developed just the way other vaccines are developed. And many people have had shots. I haven't heard of anyone who has morphed. Julz hasn't morphed. So
it's just
it's
the same old
safe.
trick that we usually get
it's
from
safe,
an
it's
injection.
effective. It's supposed to protect us, and we should be able to trust the medicine that we've known over the years. So get your vaccine once you have the opportunity, and once it's your turn. When it comes to the staging, once it's your turn, I think we should all get the vaccine. Let's help others, help each other by taking the vaccine.
From history, they've always been a conspiracy theory to every vaccine.
Yes.
And we all took them, and we are here. So it's better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. So just as like a take home, what would you say as in 3 lessons that you're going to give to every single person that is going to watch this? 3 major lessons that you've learned from this pandemic that people should hold dearly to. What would you say they are?
Yes. First, I would say don't panic. When you panic, you make the wrong decisions. And when you're calm, you can weigh things easily. So learn to, step back, look at the situation. Don't act in panic. Absolutely. Next, get the right, complete, and correct information. Seek it, look for it, make that step to find it, and act appropriately. All the things that we know that will protect us from the pandemic, the very basic and very simple things. Sometimes things that are too simple seem foolish, but the very simple things are the very protected ones. Wear your face mask, keep your hygiene high, hand hygiene, maintain distance, stay at home as much as you can, plan to work remotely, embrace the new technologies, reach out, stay in touch with people, don't isolate. Stay in touch with people. There are means and ways to stay in touch. But when you have to stay home, when you have to physically stay in quarantine or self-isolate, avail yourself of that opportunity and get in touch with the right authorities, because there's help.
Exactly.
There's help.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That has been our live on Facebook. And today on the show is Dr. Oluchi Kanma Okafor, a public health specialist and a senior lecturer at the University of Lagos. She's the author of this amazing book. It's one of the things that I'll help her to mention. You have to get this book, Coping in the Time of an Infectious Disease Pandemic. It is something you can read for yourself, you can give to someone. And of course, if you're a student and you'd like to get a free copy, you want to follow her on Instagram. It's at Dr. Oluchi Kanma Okafor. You follow her and you let her know that you are a student and you qualify to get a free copy, or you just want to get yours as well. You can click on her link on her bio and you get a copy. And please don't stop on on yourself. We talked about helping others. This is a way you can also help others and buy for someone else. We are going to be launching this book very, very soon. So stay tuned and follow her so that you get the information on how you can support this cause, because truly, if you have been looking for a way to support in this pandemic, this is one of those ways. So we do this every Friday. If you'd like to be on this show as well, you can reach me up on @official Dr. Julz, or on my Facebook handle. You can send a direct message, and would love to have you on the show. Thank you, Dr. Oluchi.
Thank you, Dr. Jules.
All right, guys, I'll see you same time next Friday, 11 a.m. Bye-bye.
Bye.